Let me see if this sounds familiar to you. You are probably sat between that 25 to 30% body fat. You've tried to diet before, you've tried to do endless amounts of cardio, you've tried to be disciplined no matter what you start or try to finish. You never really see the body fat melt off you and the physique change as much as you would like. And if this sounds like you, don't scroll. I'm about to break down how the next 4 to 6 months could look completely different to you. This video is for men that are already training and already trying. They're not lazy, they're not clueless, that are stuck in this same loop year after year and never really achieving the condition that they've dreamt of. My name's River and I've worked with over 1,000 guys. You'll see some of the results popping up on the screen just in front of you. Over the last 7 to 8 years, I've helped guys get from 20, 25, 30% body fat down to 12, 10, and even single digit body fat percentage numbers. So I'd like to say that I have a pretty good understanding of how the body works and how to get men into elite level condition and actually sustain it. So in this video, I'm actually going to show you how to get lean, how to go from 30% body fat down to 12% body fat, and not just get there and be there for one day. Actually how to sustain it so that when you get there, you stay in shape and you feel and look amazing 365 days of the year. Because that is the dream for a lot of you guys. You want to get into shape and then look good, feel good at any time of the year for any holiday that's up and coming. So before I go through the education of how to achieve that result, I want to give you some realistic expectations of where you are at currently right now. I speak to so many guys and they will tell me they're at 20% body fat and they'll send me a photo through. I'll look at the photo and I'll go, you're more 30%. A lot of you don't understand how much body fat you've got to pull off you. And a lot of you are actually at 30% body fat and you are believing that you are going to be able to achieve abs in 12 weeks. Come on, guys. I mean, look, a lot of you have been eating poorly for 5 to 10 years. You've been drinking alcohol excessively 1 to 2 times per week for 5 to 10 years. There is no way on the planet that you are going to be able to get into elite level 12, 10% body fat percentage levels in 12 weeks. Think long term, guys. 6 months, an absolute minimum, is what it's going to take for you to get into shape. And a lot of guys will look at that and go, oh, I can't be asked to stick to it for 6 months. I mean, look at the times, how many times you've tried and tested this. It would be longer in total than 6 months. So just bear with me, guys. This 6-month journey that you're about to go through is going to be one of the most rewarding and satisfying and confident building things that you're ever going to do. So I'm going to run you through some of the common mistakes that I see guys like yourself making. Number one, dieting too aggressively from the start of a fat loss journey. If you are sat anywhere near 200 pounds, and your food is started at 1,600 to 1,800 calories, then forget getting into shape. Let me make that a promise to you, right? Because yes, the first 4 weeks, you might lose 10 to 12 pounds. You might be absolutely buzzing with it, right? I've lost body fat. I'm looking better. Of course, a number of that is going to be water retention, dropping the water retention out of the body, but also look at how you feel. Look at how your energy levels are. Look at how your mood swings are. Look at how you want to binge and eat everything in front of you when the weekend comes, or when someone opens a packet of crisps or cookies in your office. This is not a sustainable way to live. And I guarantee you that, let's say you're at 30% and you've got to lose 30, 40 pounds. You try and live in that 1,600 to 1,800 calorie range for 20 to 26 weeks. It is going to be impossible for you. And that is why you keep crashing and burning. Number two, motivation drops for you. When you realize that this is a long-term project and it's not a 6 to 8 week drop, your motivation drops. I mean, I spoke to so many guys just in January alone where they've done 3 to 4 weeks. They've actually done pretty good in terms of the amount of weight that they have lost, but they have not been able to stick it out for the long term. And now them old habits are creeping back in. Off-plan food here and there, biscuits, crisps, chocolate. And yes, the weight is starting to pile back on again, guys. This is a lifestyle change for you, not a quick fix. Number three, I'm going to tie two together, energy tanking and burning out, right? If you are starting your food too low, your energy levels are going to be crap. I mean, a whole dieting phase, you'd feel amazing if you are at the start of a fitness phase or a dieting phase, 12 to 16 weeks in, or 10 to 12 weeks in, should I say, sorry, you shouldn't be hungry and you should be feeling great because you are active, you're more fit than where you was before. But if you're starting your calories too low, you'll feel like crap, your energy is going to tank. And then also tying this in with burnout. A lot of guys go from 0 to 100 way too fast. You've got limited activity levels at the minute, and then you're going to go from a complete 360 doing lots of cardio, lots of steps, aggressive dieting, trying to train 6-7 times a week. No wonder you're going to be crashing out at week 4 and not being able to sustain this. Start lower and gradually build it in for you guys. That is how you're going to sustain the result. Number 4, rebounds. The most common mistake with the aggressive dieting is rebounding, right? So a lot of guys, they will be doing something called a yo-yo diet. You'll have heard of this before, right? You can be super consistent, you lose a lot of weight, it becomes unsustainable, and then boom, you rebound back up the other way. This is because you are starting food too low. And then number 5, starting again. The amount of times that I've just spoke about the cycle, you keep starting and stopping. You're thinking that a dieting phase is so hard, it needs to be so aggressive to see the fat loss. And you're in this like mental challenge to try and win and try and actually sustain the fat loss journey. You just keep starting and stopping again, right? Build something sustainable that you can stick to for 6 to 12 months, long term. And that is how you actually achieve this result. So then guys, let's go through what you've been waiting for here, the 3 steps that are going to take you from either 25 to 30% body fat all the way down to 12, right? The first phase that we're going to be going through is the foundation phase for you. This is all about building good habits consistently so we can go from, let's say, 25 to 30% body fat down to 20. So what I'm going to talk about in this phase is re-establishing where your food should start from, how many times a week you should be training, and then how much you should be walking on a day-to-day basis. So your daily expenditure, right? Maintenance calories. You can either, I'm actually going to put a calorie calculator at the bottom of this video, but if you don't want to use that, you can go onto Google. There is loads of calorie calculators out there where you can put in your info and make sure you put in the true info so it doesn't spit out some random information for you so that you can find out where that is. But there is also an old school method that I can run through, right? This is going to be, it's going to be basing your scale weight, so your pounds of how much you weigh, and you're going to be multiplying the calories there. So let's say you're sedentary, you don't really move, right? 12 to 13 calories per pound of scale weight. Light exercise 3 to 4 times a week, 14 to 15 calories per pound of scale weight. Let's say you are a hard exerciser, lots of steps, lots of training, 15 to 17 calories per pound of scale weight, right? And then let's say that we are trying to work out your macros without trying to blow your head off, guys. Let's say we're trying to work out your macros with then maintenance calories. Protein, 1 gram per pound of scale weight, 30% of the calories from fats, and then the remaining from carbohydrates. So we have our maintenance calories either working out manually or from a calorie calculator. We then want to be deducting 250 of them calories from your carbohydrates, and that is going to be your starting point, guys. That's it, super simple. And you're going to consistently follow that, right? Training 3 to 5 times a week, up to you. It depends how busy your lifestyle is. If you're training 3 times a week, push, pull, legs. If it's 4 times a week, push, pull, legs, delts and arms. 5 times a week, push, pull, legs, push, pull. Super simple, right? 5 to 7 exercises and just train to failure. That's all you need to do consistently, and you will get down from 30% or 25% down to 20% with no cardio whatsoever, as long as you are hitting 8 to 10,000 steps per day. If you consistently do this, I promise you, you will go through that phase 1 without barely trying, apart from putting a shift in inside the gym with the weights that you are lifting. So let's go through phase 2. This is going to be getting from 20% down to 15%. This is where we start to put our foot down on the gas a little bit more, right? So we've already sort of worked out just the consistency in that phase 1. It took us from 25 to 30% body fat down to 20%. Now we want to get down to 15, right? So I believe now you've gone through phase 1, you've got to 20%. The progress is going to be starting to slow down a little bit for you guys now, right? This is where we need to start making changes on the plan, right? This could be either adding in some low intensity, steady state cardio, Stairmaster, really good one, cross trainer, or spin bike, or just even a high incline walk, getting your heart rate up to 130 beats per minute and staying there. Let's say that you are going to be adding it in 15 to 20 minutes per at the end of the session, not before, guys. I hear loads of guys saying they do cardio before. After the session, if you just add that in there, that is going to create a bigger deficit for you guys. That is going to be the most important thing. You will see fat loss speed up just from adding this one tool in alone, should we say, right? Number 2, let's say you add in the cardio, you start to see a lot of fat loss coming off, but then the plateau starts coming again. Then you can dig into your calories and take off a further 200 to 250 calories from your carbohydrates. So we've got 2 changes there, right? Them 2 changes As I said, be consistent. Again, it could be another 4 weeks, could be another 6 weeks, could be another 8 weeks. That can take you from 20% body fat all the way down to 15. It depends, right? Genetics have a big part to play in this, guys. I've worked with so many guys that get into great shape in a short time frame. Some of you, it takes double the time frame and you've been just consistent. Unfortunately, guys, we're not all got crazy genetics. I mean, I've got okay genetics, but I've worked hard for it, right? There's guys that got a million times better genetics than me. But if we just implement what I just said there, that is going to take you from that 20% down to the 15%. As I said, a little bit more of extra effort in there, but it's not been absolutely crazy to get to a, I'd say, pretty respectable physique. So let's go through the final phase, which is going to be phase 3. This is getting you from 15% down to 12%. I'm not going to lie to you guys and say that this is easy, because it's not, right? Ultimately, you're trying to get down to the 0.1% of individuals on the planet, right? The guys that are sitting around 12%, people dream of getting there. People have tried for 5-10 years to try and get down to there. So look, I say to anyone, something that comes with maximum reward, feeling amazing, beach body condition, doesn't come easy, right? It's got to take a little bit of intensity, execution, restriction. But when you get down there, it's going to be worth this hard work, right? So let's say that now we've done the first 2 phases. You're sitting at 15% body fat. You're doing cardio in there. Let's say that you're doing 20 minutes cardio post-session 3 to 5 times per week. Let's say that your calories are around 2,000 to 2,100 calories, right? So you're coming to that position now where you are starting to get a little bit more hungry. You've been consistently training. You've been consistently hitting steps at 10,000, right? This bit is where we do start to push the needle a little bit harder, right? So we would be going for a drop of 200 calories. Let's say carbohydrates again. We're going to keep the proteins and fats in the fixed position the whole way through this. Sometimes fats do go down a little bit, but it's just easy without overcomplicating it to get carbohydrates out, right? So let's say that we go down to 1,800 calories. We then go for an extra 10 minutes cardio. So you're doing 30 minutes post-session cardio. So you've got 30 minutes post-session cardio and you're down at 1,800 calories, right? We are going to push this for 3 to 4 weeks. And then you're going to see where you're at, right? You might need to go a little bit harder, and you might need to go to 1,600 calories and then just push that bit there. Keep the cardio at 30 minutes, and that will take you down to that 12% body fat, right? That's it. Super, super simple. So this could take you anywhere from 20 to 26 weeks, right? The guys that are lucky 20 weeks, the guys that are more towards that 30%, this is going to take 26 weeks for you, right? But that is the 3 steps that I promise you, if you stay consistent with, you're guaranteed to get down to, let's say, near enough 12% body fat. Right, so you're down at that, and then what do we do going from here? There is going to be a step-by-step phase, which is going to be called the reverse dieting phase, right? And I do want to talk about it in this video, but I'm going to leave it till another one, right? So that is how you get from 30% down to 12%. I will be speaking about reverse diet for you guys, right? And I just want to show you that what I'm talking about here is proven methods, right? Here is one of my clients on the screen, right? He knows that he is being put into this video. If he's watching it, hello, mate. Hope you're well. He's absolutely smashed it, right? You can see he went from around 25% body fat and he got down to 12% body fat, right? We did this in 22 weeks. Just pure consistency and exactly what I've just spoke about in this video. We took him through that step-by-step protocol, right? He wouldn't say that it was easy. It was hard work, but he's now 6 months out of that. We did a reverse diet, just like I'm going to speak about in another video. And he's now at 3,300, 3,400 calories. And he is living a flexible lifestyle, guys, right? In the best shape of his life, 365 days of the year. So hope you enjoyed this video. There's many more to come. And make sure you hit that subscribe button and I'll see you soon.